All right, let's dive into something really cool today. We're going to be talking about a brand new tool set that's basically putting the power of a film director into the hands of, well, pretty much anyone with an idea. It's called ComfyUI LTXVideo, and trust me, it might just change how we all think about making movies.
So, at the very heart of this whole thing is a really simple but kind of profound question about creativity itself.
No, I mean, seriously, think about that for a second. What if that whole complicated, expensive, and super time-consuming process of filmmaking could just be boiled down to the pure idea in your head? Well, that's exactly the problem that tools like this are trying to solve.
So, how does all this magic actually happen? Well, it really comes down to two key pieces of technology that are working together, almost like a perfect team. Okay, so this slide breaks it down perfectly. Just think of LTX2 as this super high-performance engine. It's got all the raw power, it's what actually creates the video. But an engine isn't much used without a dashboard, right? And that's exactly where ComfyUI comes in. It's your steering wheel, it's your control panel, it's what lets you, the creator, actually drive this thing. Let's just focus on that engine for a moment. LTX2 isn't some generic do-everything AI. Nope. This is a specialist. It's an advanced model that's been trained for one main reason: to generate high-quality, coherent video based on whatever ideas you feed it. And here's the other half of the puzzle, the part that makes all that insane power actually usable for the rest of us. ComfyUI is your control panel. It uses this visual node-based system. The best way to think of it is like building with digital Legos, or maybe drawing a flowchart. You connect different blocks to build your creative process, which means, and this is the most important part, you absolutely do not have to be a coder to be a creator anymore. Okay, so we've got our engine, we've got our dashboard. What can we actually do with it? What's in the toolbox if you're sitting down to use this for the very first time? Well, there are several key ways to create. And as you can see, they cover a lot of ground. You can go from just text to a full video clip, starting with nothing but a sentence. You can start with a still picture and bring it to life. You can even take existing video and use this to add detail and totally transform it. And for those who want even more control, there are advanced options to direct things like a character's specific pose. Now, this is the one that really feels like straight-up magic. You literally just type out a description of a scene, could be anything, a golden retriever surfing a giant wave, or a lonely neon sign on a rainy night. And the LTX2 engine just builds it. It creates a moving image right from your words. It's wild. But what if you already have a starting point in mind, a specific look? With this workflow, you can upload a static image, could be a photo, a painting you did, a sketch, and the AI uses that as a launchpad. It intelligently figures out how to add motion, turning that one frozen moment into a living, breathing scene. Right about now, you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds amazing, but it must be a nightmare to install. But here's the best part. Because it plugs right into ComfyUI, it's surprisingly simple. The developers laid out this quick start guide, and it really is just these 4 steps. The whole thing is designed to get you creating, not stuck messing with configuration files. Okay, but just generating a random video is one thing. To really direct it, that's something else entirely. This is where we stop being just a creator and start becoming a true director, getting that fine-tuned control over the final shot. To get that control, the system uses something called LoRAs. Now, don't worry about the technical name on the screen. The analogy is what really matters here. Just think of them as specialty lenses for your AI camera, or maybe like specific commands you shout out to your crew. You can just snap one on to control something specific. Want the camera to move in a certain way? There's a LoRa for that. Need a character to hold a specific pose? Yep, there's a LoRa for that too. They're basically plug-and-play director's commands. And check this out. This table shows you just how precise we're talking. This isn't some vague move the camera button. You can specify a Dolly In or a Jib Up. I mean, these are actual professional filmmaking terms. You are, for all intents and purposes, directing a virtual camera operator. It's incredible. So, let's just zoom out for a second from all the technical stuff and ask the big question. Why is this such a huge deal? Why does this matter for the future of how we tell stories? Well, for one thing, this isn't just some niche tool that only a few researchers are using. This number, over 2,700, that's how many people have starred this project on GitHub. And let me tell you, in the open source software world, that's like a massive round of applause. It means there is a huge, passionate community forming around this, and it's growing fast. And that right there is the main takeaway. What we're really seeing here is the democratization of cinematic power. The ability to create entire scenes from your imagination, to control a virtual camera with this level of precision, that used to be something only big-budget studios could dream of. Now, a single artist, a solo storyteller, can create something in their bedroom that would have required a whole team just a few years ago. That barrier is just crumbling.
And that leaves us with one last, really fascinating question. When the tools to create literally anything you can imagine become this easy to get your hands on, the question changes. It's no longer about what we can create, it's about what we should. With those floodgates swinging wide open, what brand new, incredible, untold stories are we all about to see?